All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Daniel Desmond. I am one of the athletic trainers for Marysville Joint Unified, currently working at Marysville High School. Just wanted to send out a quick video breaking down the district's eligibility tool that we will be using to screen every athlete prior to participation in practices and/or conditioning sessions going into the summer. As we restart athletics, we need to have a screening tool that's been provided by most guidances out there. Um, we decided that we would use Google Forms just because it's quick and easy, and most athletes have access to it, whether through their own phones or Google Chrome cards or laptops that we utilize on campus. Don't worry, short, quick questionnaire and a temperature reading, and altogether, coaches are going to be uh, scheduling in about 30 minutes prior to each actual practice time to get this screen done. So don't worry, as long as you're able to come in on time to practice, you'll be able to get this tool done well before you actually start conditioning or practicing. Uh, we have instructions listed here at the top. These instructions are subject to change, specifically instruction number 3. But yes, every athlete must complete this before each practice. Coaches need to make sure that they complete this as well. Coaches will be taking temperature with devices provided by the schools. We're going to be using an infrared thermometer, one of those trigger thermometers that most people have seen, and each athlete will be assigned to a pod. More on the logistics of a pod will be provided on our website. You can also look at most guidances out there. They discuss pods in depth. Underlying conditions are going to essentially be cleared through recent pre-participation physicals. If you haven't had a physical recently, you must get one. If you do have an underlying condition and your physical was done prior to COVID-19, we do recommend that you go and get a updated physical to account for the status of these underlying conditions. We have symptoms listed here. These were all provided by the CDC. If you have experienced any of these symptoms within 14 days, you must go into quarantine, meaning you must stay away from, athletics, your pod, etc., for at least 14 days. And the following 2 questions are essentially asking you whether or not you've had close contact with someone, or somebody who you're living with has been in close contact with someone with COVID. Obviously, these cases are knowingly had contact with. Say you were in Roseville and you went to the Galleria and you were at a high-risk, highly populated area. You might say no for both of these. But if you're at the Galleria, that's a highly populated area, you would have to say yes. Whether or not we are going to restrict you from practice for this is really based off the specifications that you provide. As long as you're not having symptoms, as long as you pass your temperature reading, you should be good to go. But for data collection purposes, we will be monitoring these things, and we'll probably be getting in contact with you regarding your submission. So let's say you don't have any symptoms. Temperature reading you passed. Please put a comma in between your last and first name. So let's say Johnson and Derek. I don't know Derek Johnson, but we're going to pretend I'm Derek. I go to Marysville High School, I play football, and I'm on junior varsity. Our coach is having us in the weight room and main gym, so please ask your coach, hey, where are we practicing today? We may come up with a system just so athletes are aware to cut down on that screening time. I'm in pod number 1 for the purposes of this, and I'm going to press submit. It's going to take you to a different screen. This screen is kind of nice because you can save it to your tab on your phone, or in a tab on your phone, and easily go back to it and fill out the screen again. And then in the future, you'll be able to see previous responses, which is a neat feature. Okay, so here's the eligibility tool response sheet. I had filled one out prior to making this video. just to make sure that it was working. It is. So there's Derek Johnson. We got the date. Goes to Marysville. Have some this conditionally formatted. Obviously, the database is going to have to be a lot bigger once we go live with this tool. But somebody reading this, whether it's a coach or an administrator, would be able to just gaze over this. Oh, looks like you have traveled somewhere, and we'll probably just ask you specifics based off that. This also allows us to make sure that athletes who say had symptoms, the people in their pods are accounted for and instructed to stay home. So yeah, so that's our eligibility tool. It is still subject to change, but I just wanted to update coaches, parents, and athletes and make them aware of how to fill out these forms. This is something that you can expect to happen from day one. So if you don't have a Google form or Google Forms downloaded on your iPhone or Android, I'd recommend that you do that. Regardless, it's going to be something really simple that goes through your email. So if you have an application that allows you to get on your email, you'll always be able to look at this. All right, well, that about does it for the eligibility tool. There's going to be a short video uploaded to our website once we do have the thermometers, and we will be going over how each athlete and coach is going to be screened in terms of the temperature reading. Thank you. Have a nice day.